don't you let go. Let me tell you, friend, believe me when I say I know. It always feels like we're punching in. Well, I'm glad you stopped by. The fun is about to begin. You paid good money at the door. Get ready for a real good show. If you want to have a real good time with me tonight, you gotta move like crazy, dancing in the pale moonlight. We can all get down, spin inside out. I'm telling you, if you really want to groove, you gotta make a move.
You gotta make a move. Kirk, do you know what my favorite type of episode we do?
What's that? In the studio?
In the studio, but not only that, when we're filming an episode and then after we get done, we go to a concert.
Oh yeah, we've only had the chance to do 2 of those so far, and tonight is one of those nights.
One of those nights we're gonna talk and sit here, but then we're gonna make a move to Cunningham's Journal in Kearney, Nebraska, where we are gonna watch the 402 band.
Yeah, and I was just there last night, folks. You know, I've been, those of you who know me know I'm a huge music fan. Been to probably 1,000 concerts. I don't know, it's an insane amount.
Wow.
All over the world, and I've never actually seen a cover band that covers more diverse music than the 402. I mean, I was blown away. I mean, Brooks and Dunn. Garth Brooks, Def Leppard, Ozzy Osbourne, Nelly. I mean, it was just like. Seriously, there's like, is there anything you guys don't do?
Yeah, I tell people we play about everything except blues and jazz, and blues and jazz. Not that those aren't great genres, but we're it's pop music and dance music. I call it just, it's just feel good music, and
right.
pop is just short for popular. So
that's awesome. Kirk told me that, and that goes right along with what I tell people when someone would ask me, "What kind of music do you like?" My answer is good music. I don't care if it's hip hop, country, rock. If it's good, I'm going to dig it, man.
Right. You're going to dig it tonight.
Yeah. You can see a variety of music, probably even stuff on this set.
Right.
Me, a huge Y&T fan. Happen to be sporting that tonight. We're really looking forward to the concert tonight. I really love how you truly make a move. You're involved in a lot of different stuff. I got to meet you through our good friend Tony Goins, who is actually going to be the guest on the episode that comes up this very week, the week that actually we're recording this.
But when you hear this, it'll probably be like 2 months later, but
it really depends on Riley's editing schedule. No pressure, man. No pressure.
It's all good.
So let's kind of, and I know you do real estate, so I follow you on social media, and I know you make stellar clothing as a clothier right here. Folks, check out these boots I got from Eddie a couple of years ago. They're kind of like my special ones. I've been saving them for a future movie premiere. I didn't get a chance to wear them to my Corona one, but for maybe what's next, they will be I'll be hopefully on the red carpet in someday. So
awesome.
Yeah. So I'd love it if you could kind of take us your personal journey, talk a little bit about it. I know, one of the first things I learned from other people about you, in addition to all the different things you're doing, is that you're one of the best cases or examples of Tom Osborne teammates. And a lot of folks don't know what that is. I didn't know until I heard people tell me about you specifically about that program. And I don't know if maybe that's a good place to start with you kind of talking about who you are and how you came to be the Eddie Brown that you are today in 2022.
Awesome. Well, first and foremost, thanks a lot for inviting me, and I greatly appreciate it and the hospitality you guys given. And then kudos and congratulations on this awesome podcast. Make your move. Great success continued for you guys in the future. So my background, I'm the youngest of 5 kids to my late mother, Paulette Jones, Paulette Jones Brown, and she passed away a little less than 3 years ago. Coming up on the 3-year anniversary, February 16th. And we're originally from Chicago.
Okay.
And her and her husband moved to Lincoln, Nebraska, when I was probably 2 or 3.
Okay.
And you know, and then as I got older, I would go and spend most summers in Chicago. So I still tell people, where are you from? Well, I'm from Chicago, but I was raised in Lincoln. I'm not ashamed of that. Lincoln is an awesome community. So that said, we came to Lincoln, and we're here for about 7 years. I went to elementary, West Lincoln, there on the west side of town, and then they got divorced, and so it was tough for my mom to try to make it and make ends meet, taking care of 5 children on her own.
Wow.
Yep. So did all the best she could, and got help from different organizations in the community and our church family. But that said, then she got a new relationship, and we moved to Detroit. Midway through elementary, and that relationship didn't work out, and so we stayed in Detroit for 5 years. And obviously, she quickly learned that that's not the best place to raise 5 kids.
No, I suppose not.
On your own.
Yeah.
So we moved back to good old Lincoln when I was going into the 7th grade. So came back. I went to Goodrich Middle School on the north side of town, and then went to Lincoln High, and then the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. But that said, how teammates gets in there at an integral part in my life was a move back until I was 7th grade. Teammates started in 1991.
Okay.
So I was going into the 8th grade, and Coach Osborne and Nancy Osborne, his wife, saw a documentary or a program, like a 60-minute special, and there is a gentleman, successful gentleman in New York that created a mentoring program, and essentially the 20 or 30 boys that he mentored had all grown up and graduated high school. He paid for them to go to college. They became successful citizens, doctors, lawyers, etc. So Coach Osborne and Nancy were inspired and took on the challenge that they gave themselves to do something more. Not that they weren't doing plenty for our great state and community, but they wanted to do more.
Yeah.
And so they created the Teammates Mentoring Program, and they selected 22 8th grade boys across the entire city. And they asked the guidance counselors in each of the middle schools to nominate 2 boys from every middle school.
Okay.
And so here I was at Goodrich. Always got good grades. Just watching my mom, do her best to take care of us. It's like, if I can just get good grades,
make it easier for her.
I maybe have a chance to get to college, and make it easier on my mom. So, but that said, so I've always been on honor roll, student council, show choir. I've been singing since I was a little kid in church choir. But long story short, I got kicked out of school a lot. I got suspended a lot. I got into a lot of fights because at Goodrich, great school, but at that time I might have been one of only 16 to 30 African American students.
Okay.
Out of maybe 800.
Wow.
Or maybe, I don't know if Goodrich had 800, but they had at least 400. So, I think 400 kids, and there might be 16 to 30 of us that were black. So, racial slurs, just regular kid stuff, getting in fights and stuff. But, I'm the youngest of 5 kids. As I mentioned, I'm never afraid of a great fight.
Being the youngest of 5 kids probably conditioned you to fighting. Yeah. It's like,
So
I'm not afraid. My big brother's much tougher than you.
Right. So I'm extremely competitive in sports and board games. And, today I was coming late here because I played 3 hours of pickleball in Nebraska. But my point is, I am a master at trash talking in everything.
That's awesome.
And so, but, trash talking, I generally back it up in whatever the sport is or game I'm playing, but sometimes trash talking can go too far, especially in middle school and high school, and that leads to all right, it's a fist fight. Well, I'm fine with that too. So the point is, I've been prepared and conditioned. So at Goodrich though, I got kicked out a lot because that word got used quite a bit, that N word, and I'm just going to swing on you. And so I got kicked out for that. And so the point is, my guidance counselors were like, okay, here's this kid who has great potential and is involved, and he's got great grades. He's a class clown, though, and gets in trouble, and he gets suspended because he gets into fights. So they're like, he definitely needs, some
mentoring.
Some mentoring.
Yeah.
And then why my mother wanted to get us out of Detroit, one of the many reasons is drugs are rampant.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere. I remember sitting in drugs, guns, knives. We had metal detectors in elementary school in Detroit.
Wow.
And that was the late 80s, early 90s, right? So point is, I remember sitting in third grade at my elementary school, what would have been fourth, fifth, and sixth grade, and kids passing the gun around to keep it away from the teacher.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
So
That's
like,
just nuts.
yeah, it's just like, total different lifestyle perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the gas station back then, and there's bulletproof glass in the entire front counter. So all the point of sales purchases that you would get are on the other side of the bulletproof glass, and you point to items you want, and you slide your money under the little slot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's life in the big city back then. So my brothers, though, were introduced to drugs.
Oh yeah, because they were older.
Yeah, they're a little bit older than me.
And how did that affect them? Did they turn out okay and everything? Or?
Yeah, they turned out okay, but a lot of their potential was it got off track as a result of being introduced to drugs and alcohol, because addiction set in. They were from time to time selling drugs and using drugs, and so they've been incarcerated more than once. Children out of wedlock, and it's not to say that you can't raise a beautiful family out of wedlock, but
it's certainly
more times than not
Yeah.
very challenging.
Yeah.
Certainly. And so Teammates in 91, came in my life at a great time because I would go home and there's marijuana and guns at home from my brothers. And so my brothers never...
So they brought that back from that sort of...
Yeah, from that environment.
You are back to Lincoln, yeah.
And how can you make good money without being of age or without having a real job? You can sell some weed.
Yeah.
So I could go home on any day and partake. But looking back, my brothers never offered it to me. Never encouraged I try it. It was just there. And so, I never tried it. I never asked. I just knew it was part of their life. And so Teammates came at an integral part of my life because that was my environment. And here, my two older brothers and my two older sisters, but it was just my brothers, I look up to. I love them. I respect them. And so Teammates started, and how that relates to drugs and alcohol is Coach Osborne and Nancy knew that those dynamics, those adult life decisions on using drugs, alcohol, having babies out of wedlock, can alter the path in life that maybe you were destined to be on, or that you were dreaming to be on, or that your community and your village were praying for you to be on. And so they said, hey, we want you guys to be a part of this program. We're going to pair you with a mentor. At that time, it was only the football players that were mentors.
Okay.
And so that was awesome. I'll come back to that in a moment. But they said, but we also want you to make this commitment to not do drugs, not do alcohol, and don't have a baby out of wedlock. And then we know you'll graduate, and we'll be there to encourage you and support you. When you graduate, we're going to write a check for you to go to college at the University of Nebraska. And so here I am, on and off welfare, 5 kids with my mom, doing her best with 3 jobs while going to school at the University of Nebraska to get her degree, which she got in broadcast journalism.
Oh, excellent.
Awesome.
Here I am with this program saying, all you got to do is do your part day in and day out, and the check's ready for you at the finish line for you to go to college. And for me, that was my whole...
That was your huge motivation,
well, that
obviously.
was, because before that, it was like, okay, just hit the books, stay on a roll, stay involved, and Lord willing, there will be some scholarship opportunities there so you can get to college. And here's this couple saying, the check's written, just finish. Oh, cool.
Follow the rules.
Done and done. So from that day forward, it was black and white. It was like I got a tattoo Well, I've never got a tattoo, and tattoos can't be removed, but I have a brand on my shoulder of my fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha. That's permanent. So it was like my commitment to myself on those 3 goals was permanent. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, I'm not going to do drugs, alcohol, have a baby out of wedlock. That's easy. And I'm going to college, so let's go.
Hey, Riley here. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Make a Move podcast. For more content, check us out on all major social media platforms and makeamovepodcast.com. Until next time, get off your butt.